guys, welcome to PQ, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Today's song is a request by Diane, one of our supporters on Buy Me Coffee. Thank you for your support and for your suggestion. She was very excited about this song. This is The Police. We've never done this band. We've done, I think, maybe just one Sting song on this channel, but we've never done his band. So it's gonna be our first time listening. I'm not sure if I listen to a Police song from the beginning to the end ever, so probably it's overdue. We have to definitely listen to it, and then if you liked it and if you guys liked it, we can definitely do more. But this one is Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. Let's just wait here before this. Oh my god, so many surprises for me. So many, from the instrumentation to the harmony. Oh my god, and the layering and the, oh my god, bass. I can just talk about all of them for a long time, but I have no idea if this is like a typical Police genre or style, or this is different. I have no idea, but I loved it so far. I honestly came with a little bit of like, I'm probably not gonna like it that much, but I actually really, really loved it so far. Yeah.
Well, for me, I mean that it had so many things that I also want to talk about, especially when we are finished. But one of the first things that caught my attention was the balance. It was like I'm hearing one music, like not the music and the singer. It's like I was hearing a whole thing, and the singer part was one of the part of or one of the layers of the instrumentation that wasn't even like the most important one, at least balance wise. I mean, you could hear that the music is like over his voice, and it's like maybe you're in a room that the instruments are playing near you, and you can hear somebody singing from outside or something, and it was coming from it. It had not even the balance. It had like this feeling or this effect of coming from another room, like the different acoustic or different approach to the thing. And the thing that was helping you to not lose the singing part, and not like see, I cannot hear really what he's saying or what the line is, and you could really still hear it really good, was first of all the kind of voice that he was using, the voice color that he was using, which was really different to the other instruments parts. You know, the one of the things that you can do in the music to make you pop or make you more hearable for the audience is to play louder or like sing louder or do something louder. But the other thing is that to do something different, either from the articulation or from the color, or do something that is really different from the other instruments or other people, so that you're popping out even though you're not the loudest part. And I think that was what that he was doing. And also the way that he was singing was really like enunciating the words really good, and you could really, even though it wasn't so loud, you could really hear, and you could really follow what he's saying.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The very, yeah, balance was also like really, it caught my attention in the beginning. I want to talk about the harmony at the end because I still want to see what happens, and maybe we can look at the chords a little bit. But the one thing that was surprising for me, and again, I'm so curious to see what's going to happen later on, is how like piano heavy it was, but I didn't see who's playing it. So I'm guessing that's not a band member, maybe, because I'm guessing the guitar and drums and the bass and the singers are the main people there. But it was very interesting, the combination of all those instruments back to back, even though each of these instruments can be really like the main instrument. They were not overcrowding or like competing with each other, even though they had different lines. Like each of them had like very independent lines, rhythm wise and melody wise. And the bass also had very beautiful kind of melodic moments, because I think one of the reasons was like, usually in the bass you usually have like a guitar bass, or if there's a double bass they use pizzicato. But it was so unique to see that he was actually playing with the bow, so that like stretch of note, instead of just one plucking moment, that stretch of the sound was really feeling like a melody, instead of just like, oh, I'm just supporting the harmony here and there. So that was definitely like those two things, very very unique to my ears for now. But I'm just gonna hold any other thoughts until the end of the song.
About the two different approaches that I talked about, like the music and the voice was really different. It's not just about the music. Musically, the voice that the instruments were making was more bigger and rounder, and even like more lower, at least or more bass based based off the bass. Especially with this bass line that you also said, that was really filling the whole space. And the approach from the singing part was more like a higher voice and really different. And also even the kind of articulation or phrasing were different. The music, the background music felt more faster and more upbeat, and also the phrasing were a little like smaller, or at least like the articulation was more fragmented, and like the pieces were shorter. And I also like the phrasing of the music, because it was like, I think every two phrases would have been a sentence, because it was like a, I don't know, like a phrase, and it wasn't over until the next phrase came, and then it was like a pause, or like a cadence that was finished. I mean, not all the time, but it was most of the time like that. But in general, it was like more shorter parts and more upbeat. But the singing part was more long, and more longer notes and more melodic. And not only musically they had two different approaches, but also the meaning was so different. I mean, the music was really upbeat and more energetic, but the lyrics that he was, or the thing that he was talking about, was not really positive and not really happy. It's more talking about like an insecurity, not really insecurity, but more like this lack of confidence, that you cannot just be nonchalant and you say that okay, yeah, whatever, I just try my thing, and maybe it happens, maybe not. It's like when you take your whole energy, and like you grab your whole confidence that you have, and you want to do something, or you want to go and tell something to somebody, but then at the last moment you cannot do it, because it's such a big deal for you, and you have so many like insecurities, or like lack of confidence in you, or like you're so stressed. What will it be happen? So this desire to really want to do something, but you cannot, every time it doesn't happen, and it's this feeling that again it happened, and why can I not do it? You could also hear it from his voice, especially that he chose a little like a higher register, as I said, in contrast to the music. To sing it, it also helped with this, like really giving this feeling that this desire feeling, or this wanting feeling, and not getting what you want, or you're like wanting to do something, but somehow you cannot do it. Either you are not courageous enough, or you're stressed, or you don't have the confidence, or I don't know, there are so many things that you cannot reach what you want, or do what you want. So you could also like here, and I think the balance, now that I'm thinking, the balance also would make sense now, or the volume that he had, because it's like he's somewhere really back there, or like far away, and he's like really trying to sing loud or speak loud, because the way that he was singing wasn't like really like intimate, and like really with a low volume. It was like he was singing loud. It was like somebody turned down the volume so that you couldn't hear him loud, or he was really far away. And it's also makes sense that he's like, hey, I'm here and I'm trying, but nobody can hear what I'm saying. Like you could not approach the thing that you want. So
Yeah,
it also makes sense.
definitely, like the contrast between, as we listen more, I also realized that. So it's I mean, I cannot say it's very unique, that contrast of the lyrics being kind of like not the most joyful, but the music being the most joyful. But definitely every time we encounter something like that, it always like amazes me. But I think it just kind of works together. One more thing that I was also very captivated by was the harmony, because again, because of the music video being very like too, not too joyful, but like joyful, kind of like dancing, and then not so serious. I think I had like an assumption that the harmony is also going to be very straightforward and simple, just like a normal pop song. But the harmonies, I think, surprised me the most, aside from all those different like layers, with the piano being really piano heavy, but then also having guitar, drums, bass, and not really having clear layers. That was also very interesting to listen to and very like worthy to mention. But harmony, I would say, is the element that surprised me the most. That was way more complex that I assumed it would be. And now that I look at the harmony, I think if, especially if they did this voicing that I'm just looking at the lead sheet. But it's very interesting that the bass starts from G and then bam 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 bam, kind of like moves in like stepwise motion going up, and then doesn't complete, it's all the 5 notes, but the second time it feels like it goes all the way. So that's the bass, but then there's obviously different chords happening on top of it. Not very complicated chords here, but on the second verse, it kind of alternates between A major and then D major and A major, D major. So that's nothing unexpected until we get to this. So from D major, we get to B flat major. So that was the start of the surprise for me. And then it goes to F major and G major and A major. So it's like stepwise motion with the harmony. And then I think they repeated that surprise a lot. And then it would just never cease to amaze me every time I would get there, because every time I was not expecting that happening. And then it goes kind of like in a minor mood in the bridge part, and then goes back to in the chorus, it's just all mostly major chords that we hear. So it's not the most complicated song that we listen to harmony wise, but it definitely was kind of like, I don't know, interesting to observe and really appreciate. I appreciate that kind of a little bit of a complexity sometimes here and there, because I think it just adds, even though there's other ways than harmony to really like be creative with the song, but the charm that harmony has to me, like having kind of like unexpected chords here and there, or like surprising the listener, always like just, it has a special place in my heart. So yeah, that was the most interesting and very like surprising, at least to me, first experience with the police, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. So we want to thank you, Diane, for your support and for your song suggestion, and we want to thank you guys for following us today. We hope you enjoyed this as well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And if you want to support us more, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.